What up, MetaZoo Maniacs and Cryptic Campers? Today's April 30th, 2025, and let's jump right into it. This is going to be some crazy auctions, some crazy sales. So we're going to start with a Kickstarter Full Hollow Moth Man PSA 10, $691 on April 20th, 2025. April 29th, 2025, Kickstarter Full Hollow Moth Man sold for PSA 10, sold for $760 in auction. And I don't know if anyone picked up on it, but it's the exact same card, the exact same serial number. So I'm not sure what happened in the first auction. Maybe someone didn't want to pay $691 for it, but anyways, it got relisted and sold for about $70 more. Actually, it was $69 more. Check that out. $760, $691, that'd be $69. Oh, and look what else happened on April 29, 2025. We had the hidden rare OG Moth Man sold for $1,075 in auction. Now, the thing to remember here is this sold in the middle of Tuesday afternoon, not on like a Sunday evening. And if you look in the pictures right down here, let's zoom right on in. I mean, it looks like there is some little bit of white chipping on the bottom edge here. And I do like the seller took some really honest pictures. I mean, look at this corner. It doesn't look that bad, right? But take a look at this exact same corner in a different picture. You see how if you adjust the lighting, that looks a little bit different, right? I mean, I don't know. Will you lose any marks for that? Maybe, maybe not. But check out this corner. Do you see anything wrong with this lower left corner? I don't. It looks pretty nice to me. But if you look in this honest picture the guy took, I mean, clearly there's some issues going on here. Well, some whitening, maybe the dot, whatever. So overall, I mean, doesn't even matter. This might not get a PSA 10. Are any of these cards going to get a PSA 10? It's looking pretty unlikely so far. I mean, never mind the super rares with all the print lines and roller lines and all that. All these hidden rares and stuff, I mean, the cut on the card is just not the best. So I don't know if they need to sharpen the blade or how that works, but it's pretty hard to find one of these cards where all the edges and corners had like a clean cut on them. But nonetheless, the OG Mothman, April 29, 2025, sold for $1,075 in auction. Okay, let's check out the Triple Star Mothman alternate art. Sold for $76 in auction on April 25th, 2025. And the very first alternate art Mothman ever graded a PSA 9. April 27th, 2025, sold for $67 in auction. Man, if any of these cards actually get a PSA 10, they're going to sell for a crazy premium. I think the PSA 10 population on a lot of these cards is going to be very, very low and very hard to get. And let's check out the second best 3-star rarity alternate art you could pull. Obviously the Sun Wukong box art. $55 in auction on April 21st, 2025. Next we had individual booster box. Sold for $77 in auction. And then we had a sealed case. Sell on Probstein auctions for $1,075 on April 28th, 2025. And there was also a buy it now that sold for $1,550. Here we have the Crypto Nation MetaZoo first edition booster box. They're generally selling for around $160 on eBay right now. I mean, maybe anywhere up to about $180, maybe as low as $150, but generally around $160. Next, on April 20th, 2025, first edition Full Hollow Mothman PSA 10 sold for only $79.51 in auction. And then we had another one on April 25th, 2025, sold for $85 in auction. Okay, the next 5 auctions I think are really, really interesting. So it's P Football Pete 4 DHX. I guess they're associated with EV and HQ, or it's like a company that maybe EV and HQ owns as well. But yeah, they got a lot of cool MetaZoo stuff on here. So we have the Mothman, Bear Walker skateboard. So they have 10 available, 3 sold. They're selling for $150. Then they also have the Grim Reaper selling for $95. Now I know there's a lot of people watching this video that like collecting these skateboards, so it might not be a bad opportunity to get these. The only criticism I have is from P Football Pete 4 DHX. I ordered a MetaZoo booster box from them, you know, like the new MetaZoo. I ordered one from them when they did the eBay live thing on like March 28th, March 29th. I still haven't received it. It's a month later and I still haven't received my booster box. So I don't know what's up with their shipping, but it's not good. At least in my experience. Anyways, Grim Reaper, only $95. Then we got Sinkhole Sam, only $95 if you want to get this board. And then Loveland Frogman, $95, not bad at all. And then also Piazza Bird, $95 a board. So obviously you're not going to receive the promo card with it or anything, but just for the skateboard, I mean, they have some cool texture to them too. Okay, next for Frostbite Labs, we got Jack Frost HeroQuest PSA 10 for $21.50 in auction. I mean, that is just a badass Jack Frost. Look at that. That's crazy. Actually, we got a few HeroQuest auctions here. So next we got Cumberland Dragon PSA 10, only $37 in auction. I really like that artwork. Next we have Iowa Dragon HeroQuest PSA 10 for only $39 in auction. I really like that HeroQuest 1.0 set. Next we have, what is this? 1111010 Snipe. $16.50 is a PSA 10. I mean, it's Snipe. That's pretty cheap. Hey, next we have Radioactive Hornets PSA 10, sold for $16.50. Let's take a look. Not bad, not bad. Next we have Headless Horseman HeroQuest 1.0 PSA 10, sold for $40 in auction. Can't go wrong with that. Next we have Wendigo PSA 10, sold for $40 in auction. Next we have Loveland Frogman from HeroQuest PSA 10, sold for $62 in auction. Next we have Bigfoot, sold for $67.51 in auction. Let's take a look at that. Pretty cool. He's got the bat stuck in his brains. And next we have Grim Reaper PSA 10, sold for $77 in auction. And then the top HeroQuest card that's sold in this past week would be Hero PSA 10. You don't see that too often. Only $160.50 in auction. And this exact same card, exact same serial number, is actually relisted on eBay right now, I think for about $250 American. Next we have the First Sighting Jersey Devil PSA 9. I mean, PSA 9 is pretty much a PSA 10 for these First Sighting cards. Very hard to get PSA 10s with these. Only $39.50 in auction. Talking about steals of a deal, I mean, we got the Topps times Kryptonation card from MetaZoo Top Series 0. Only $20.50 as a PSA 10. And there's another one that sold for $31 in auction. Oh, like, I mean, you're talking about steals of a deal? Iowa Dragon First Sighting, serialized out of 99, of course, only $38 in auction. Next we have a bunch of Kickstarter full hollow PSA 10s. So we're going to start with Ghost Train, sold for only $102.50 in auction. Then we have Death Beam. Is this right? I had to refresh the page. What? $30 only for Death Beam Kickstarter PSA 10? Holy moly, okay, that's insane steal of a deal. Next we have Phoenix Rain Kickstarter, obviously full hollow, PSA 10 for only $41.01 in auction. Even Piazza Bird can't even break the $100 mark. Piazza Bird full hollow Kickstarter PSA 10, only $96.01 in auction. Bigfoot's pulling a little weight, but he's definitely come down a bit. Kickstarter Bigfoot PSA 10, only $183.50 in auction. As well, we had a full hollow Kickstarter Loveland Frogman Raw, just on the table here. Sold for $175 as a buy it now. Here we have 5 boxes of MetaZoo Top Series 0. Very weighable. Very easy to weigh these. But still, 5 of them for 45 bucks. Not too bad. Hey, the Hello Kitty Pink Box, $70. And they have 2 more available if anyone's interested. Next we have Booster Box of Native, sold for $79.90. As a buy it now, it says read description. I read it already. There's a little tear in the plastic. But who cares? I mean, it's a sealed box. For 80 bucks, why not? Here we have a lot of 4 booster boxes. So first edition Kryptonation, Chrome's Crypto Carnival. Oh, 2 Chrome Crypto Carnival and a Wilderness box. $200 on the dot. American. Next we have 2 boxes of Magicast. So you're going to get 5 promo cards in each one. $32 for both. Not bad at all. Next we have 24 blister packs of UFO for $3. This is one of the nicest promo cards in MetaZoo history, in my opinion. $8.50 for Jackalope. Look at that artwork, and it's even autographed too. Absolutely crazy. And if you want to know who the artist was, that was Sebastian Botello. Man, that artwork's so nice, we got to look at it one more time. That is awesome. Here we have a master case of Seance booster boxes, so 12 booster boxes. Buy now for $250. And you remember watching Ryan on the quote streams, he'd be like, these sell all day on eBay or wherever else for $250 for a case? Guess he was right. Here we have a box of the MetaZoo Tarot cards from Seance, $45, buy it now. Here we have a box of Nightfall for $40 as a buy it now. And another box of Nightfall for $51 as a buy it now. Here we have a MetaZoo Topps Chrome Blaster box, sold for $34.95 as a buy it now. And I put all the alternate arts from the new MetaZoo in a different video, what they were selling for more or less in auction. Here I just had to show the bottom of the barrel. We have Grootslang alternate art in auction, so for a whole $8. Next we have MetaZoo Topps Chrome Moth Man serialized out of 99 cryptic camera PSA 9, sold for $81 in auction. Here we have MetaZoo Death card from the MetaZoo Dark Tower tournament, full hollow PSA 10, sold for $98 in auction. 100% cool artwork. I really like this. Oh, next we got some more HeroQuest. We have Snipe PSA 10, sold for only $31 in auction. Zooming on Snipe there for Shimshack Collectibles. Next we have another Headless Horseman from HeroQuest PSA 10, sold for $47 in auction. Hey, it's Kuromi from Kuromi's Cryptic Carnival, card number 4 in the set. All of us pulled this way too many times. PSA 10, sold for only $21.50 in auction. Hey, it's everybody's favorite cryptid, Griddle Greaser Pete. So coming in hot, Playtester PSA 10, sold for $16.50. And then we have Griddle Greaser Pete, Playtester Full Hollow PSA 10, sold for $56 in auction. And then we got the Griddle Greaser promo card from the Flame Tower PSA 10, sold for $51.51 in auction. Hey, here's a pretty cool card. So Chibi Parade from the Valentine's Day set from 2022 PSA 10, sold for only $9. Hey, if you're looking for an alpha promo pack, you know, from the back of the MetaZoo or Card Pro magazines, it looks like TCA Gaming's got a boatload of them. So they sold 56 of them. Looks like for $30 each. How many can we buy? Well, I do not know how many they have available, but you can only buy 18 per buyer. So let's check it out. If you put 18, yeah, you could do 18 at a time. Here's an interesting one. So we have the stained glass token box topper from the eBay collaboration with Wilderness. So for $290 as a buy now, you get 3 PSA 10 copies, but they're all sequentially numbered. So you got 69, 70, and 71. Hey, we got Uncle Sam from MetaZoo Topps Chrome, serialized 25 out of 25, so for $56 in auction. Hey, next we got one of those Halloween sample cards, so there's 500 copies each made, 500 copies of each of these MetaZoo Halloween cards. So PSA 10 for Trick No Treat. Let's just take a look at that artwork there, boom. So for $53 in auction as a PSA 10. And then we have Headless Horseman, PSA 3. What the heck? $47 in auction. Next we have a PSA 10 Influencer Medal. This used to sell for more than you can even comprehend. Only $56 in auction. This used to be such a crazy card, but as we know with the quote streams, I mean, these were selling for pretty cheap. Oh, one more of the Halloween sample cards. So PSA 9 for Beastie Bash, sold for $40 in auction. Always have to show the artwork for this with this little dude ODing on all the candy here. Next we have the Moth Man Dimmock rug promo, serialized 177 out of 200. So for about $144.99 as a buy it now. Oh, here's a banger right here. HeroQuest Mothman Raw. So for $202.50 in auction. Next we had a Steve Aoki Black Refractor, serialized number 1 out of 5 from MetaZoo Topps Chrome, PSA 8. So for $355 Canadian. So that'd be about $256.76 American. Next we have these convention pack boxes. So you can get 20 convention packs in this box for $120, best offer accepted. I believe this was actually selling for $50 at the convention. So it's a nice little flip, made over double the money. And then this 50 convention pack box sold for $250, best offer accepted. And I believe at the Collecticon these were selling for $100. Now my opinion on these convention packs with all these cards in them, pretty cool, but I feel like they're going to be extremely overprinted because the whole point is to trade and, you know, mix and match and then complete the set, and then you get to redeem one card. But if you want to get all 5 cards in the special set, you got to redeem a lot of these cards. So I imagine these cards are not going to be too rare at all. But still, pretty cool. But I mean, if you buy the box and you're not at the Collecticon, and you're not able to get to a Collecticon, and you have all these cards in these boxes, what are you supposed to do with them? I mean, it's still cool to have them. But the whole point is to trade up for the better prize, you know what I mean? And speaking of the better prize, this is one of the promos you can get, so the Mothman promo. So we had one on April 28th that sold for $80 American, best offer accepted. So let's check it out. Very nice picture. I mean, it's the borderless, right? And it's even got the date now. For anyone that doesn't know, on these promo cards, they actually do have the, the date, the location that the cryptid's from. Pretty cool card. I mean, everyone loves this Mothman, so it is nice that they made a cool full art variation of this card. And if you didn't know, it's the first secret rare out of the promo cards or whatever for this Collecticon. Because I believe there was, 20 sketch cards that you could pull, and there was 30 full art cards or whatever. So that'd be 50. But then the 51st card in the set was the Mothman. It was the first secret rare. There's a whole bunch of other secret rares, but Mothman was the first secret rare, which is pretty cool. And speaking of more of the convention promos, it looks like all of them embossed for $60 American. This has to be a good deal, isn't it? And if you're wondering what embossed means, if you're at the Collecticon, they'll put this MetaZoo stamp on them. So all the cards have the stamp on it, then you would trade in all these cards for, say, the Mothman or whatever full art you wanted. I don't know what everyone's favorite out of all these full arts that you can get, but mine is definitely the Metal Man of Alabama here. Absolutely awesome. Forget Casey Jones. This Metal Man of Alabama, amazing. Here we have some of the Alpha promo packs. So another one sold for $20, best offer accepted. Another one for about $17. Now how much are some of the Alpha cards selling that you can get out of the pack? You get one card in the pack. So we got, what is it here? Third Eye Man, so for $25, best offer accepted. And check this out, Flashlight Frog. I think that'd be my chase for the Alpha cards. $26 in auction. And then a card that sold for even more than the Flashlight Frog is Raiju, $42.99 American, best offer accepted. So was this the top Alpha card to pull? If anyone remembers by the end of the video, what is the top Alpha card in your opinion to pull? I think my top chase would be the Flashlight Frog to get out of an Alpha pack. Absolutely awesome. Let's see if I can zoom in properly. Oh, here's another nice one. Fire Drake. That's Victor Larsson's artwork. For $30, best offer accepted. So there's the Fire Drake, just in case you didn't know. Oh, and Hopkinsville Goblin. So for $40, best offer accepted. This definitely has to be a fan favorite Alpha card. Ooh, and look at this one. April 21st, 2025. A lot of 12 Alpha foil cards. $320 American, best offer accepted. So let's see what was included. Okay, we had Lechuza up here, Hopkinsville Goblin, Drop Bear. And on April 26, 2025, we had a MetaZoo Kryptonation First Edition Uncut Sheet Reverse Hollow. So it includes Mothman, Loveland Frogman, all the goodies. And there is one in auction right now on eBay as well, but this one sold for $300 as the best offer accepted. Next on April 26th, we had the very first MetaZoo promo ever, very first promo card, the Sheep Squatch, sold for $35, best offer accepted. Another one for only $30, best offer accepted, but this one's actually pretty crazy, because this one's autographed by Poncho and Jet Yates. That's pretty crazy. For 30 bucks, why not? And then another Sheep Squatch autographed at a Collecticon, $55, best offer accepted. And this one was autographed by Poncho and Jet Yates as well. Very cool. So the MetaZoo Archcaster Metal, $220, best offer accepted, April 27, 2025. Another card that was impossible to get your hands on until Quote came along and would be selling them off every stream. Hey, look at this. We got the Mothman Rug, sold for $150, best offer accepted. Ooh, here's a nice little pickup, April 26, 2025. Loveland Frogman Full Hollow Kickstarter PSA 10 for $220 American. Okay, let's roll into some sample cards. So we got Deathbeam PSA 9, only $222.50 in auction. Next we have Bloodlust sample card PSA 6 Auto 10, $255 in auction. Next we have Dark Crystal autographed by Poncho. Check it out, very nice, 2021. Just authentic, no grade, $270 in auction. Next we have another Dark Crystal PSA 9 sample card, $167.50 in auction. Then we have a Dragon's Breath with Piazza Bird on it, PSA 8 sold for $157.50 in auction. And next we have a sample Flatwoods Monster PSA 9 for $224.50 in auction. And here's an absolute monster. So the Cumberland Dragon sample card PSA 9 sold for $1,000, best offer accepted, April 17, 2025. Let's take a look. Absolutely crazy artwork. They have to bring this back at some point in the new MetaZoo. I remember this sheet from the gold auction. So the Native Secret Rare Uncut sheet. So for $370.77 in auction. Let's see if we can get some up close pictures here. Yeah, so we got all the secret rares at the bottom here. Actually, let's go for this picture here. So that's the native sheet, but at the bottom, I'm going to try and really get up close here. Yeah, there we go. We have all the secret rares down here. Where is it? There it is. That's the one I'm familiar with. Hoof glue or whatever. Yeah, so we got some other stuff here. Really cool. Oh, and then in the corner of that sheet, it's got the mic stamp. So it's a mic faux hollow card. Like, that's crazy. That's right in the corner of the sheet. That's pretty cool. So $370.77. Not bad at all. Next we had a raw copy of Blue Ink sold for $250. Buy it now. That's not bad at all. That's a steal of a deal in my opinion. I mean, Blue Ink, don't matter the condition. $250, why not? And here's a heavy hitter. Lizard Man, Cryptic Camera, 1 of 1. MetaZoo Topps Chrome for $490 in auction. Yeah, check out the back of the card. 1 of 1. And it was illustrated by Poncho. Next we have the complete set of the extended art. So the ones that you would trade in all the regular cards in. You get one promo card, whatever, from Collecticon. $275 for all 5 of them for the full set. So in case you're wondering what cards I'm talking about, so we got Cumberland Dragon, Awful, the 3D Awful, Mothman, Phoenix, and Raiju. So these are the full art. So basically, if you're at the Collecticon, you buy those boxes with all the different promo cards and you trade them with everyone. So if you get 30, like all 30 of the full arts, you trade in those 30 to get just one of these cards. So you have to do it 5 times to get all 5 of these cards. And here's maybe the craziest banger of the week. This is absolutely bananas. The Sun Wukong Convention promo, the limited art sketch, the redeemable one. So for $1,000, best offer accepted, April 29, 2025. Now from what I hear, you have to get all 20 of the sketch cards and in order to redeem for this card. But I hear getting all 20 of those sketch cards is very, very difficult to do. So yeah, you're not going to see this card too often. I'm glad we have it in this video, because that is absolutely crazy. The Sun Wukong, the Clone King sketch card from Collecticon. And it is cool to see that they have the location on the side of the card now. Mount Huago, China. Hopefully I said that right, Huago. And of course, before we end this video, we got to talk about the Poncho box and we got to talk about the hidden rares. So there was another Poncho box on April 20th, 2025 that sold for $2,000, best offer accepted. And we did have a few more hidden rares. So we did have the Sun Wukong hidden rare on April 20th that sold for $300 American, best offer accepted. The OG Mothman, April 20th, sold for $1,950. Another Sun Wukong that sold for $280. The Mothbrion sold for $450. Piazza Bird sold for $250. And remember, these are all hidden rares that I'm talking about. Sun Wukong, $300. Bigfoot for $260. Another Sun Wukong, $250. Mothbrion sold again for $450. Bigfoot for $190. Here's an interesting auction. So we had a whole bunch of the Sun Wukong cards, including the hidden rare Sun Wukong. In auction, all this sold for $285 American. Another Sun Wukong for $275. Another Mothbrion for $549.98. Another Sun Wukong for $250 American. And I guess we'll end the video where it started with the OG Mothman hidden rare that sold for $1,075 in auction. Meanwhile, we have the Kickstarter full hollow Mothman PSA 10 selling for only $760. So what would you rather have? Kickstarter full hollow Mothman PSA 10 for $760 and an extra $250 in your pocket? Actually, more than $250. An extra like $300 in your pocket? Or would you rather have this Mothman right here? Or are you saying, forget the Mothman, I want the Sun Wukong sketch card for $1,000? So let's say you don't want the OG Mothman Kickstarter PSA 10 anymore. What you'd rather have, the Sun Wukong sketch card or the OG Mothman? Anyways, comment below, let me know what you think, and we'll see you in the next video.